some of you are here because you want to know if I'm going to make a series out of this. And it's possible, okay? Fine. Probable. Folks, welcome to what many have been hoping and dreaming for a while, myself included. It is finally a new weather mod, almost like a successor to Weather 2. Some of you who have been on the channel for some time will remember that I started trying to develop that, and honestly, it was impossible, and I can promise you it wouldn't have been as impressive as this. And this world is going to be destroyed because we are going to showcase everything that ProtoManly's weather has to offer, and it is a lot. Even though, and I cannot emphasize this enough, it is in version 0.13.4. So we're going to make it quick, but we're going to have some fun with it. So let's start with talking about the blocks. And I have one of each in the inventory. I just need to find a good place first. Ah, a village. This will go over poorly for the villagers, but good for us. Good for content. Oh, there's a golem. Oh, I'm going to feel bad. Let's start with the more cool, but not as crazy stuff. The weather station, for example. As you can tell, it tells us kind of where we're at in the day, right? Light winds. So we have our winds, our temperature, our dew point, kind of a variable spread there, and a risk. Yes, we have risk systems, folks. That is probably, in my opinion, maybe the coolest part of this. Although I will say there's more cool stuff. It's hard to tell. Either way, we get a cool idea of what the day is shaping up to be. And as you can tell, right now we have a marginal risk, a 2 out of 6. It's not all that impressive, but you never know. Let's move on quickly. The Anemometer. It's a wind vane. You've seen these before. If you right click it, you can see the actual wind speed. It gives you a cool look. It's a nice animation. It's a cool looking block. All right, tornado siren. When there's a tornado, you will indeed hear it, and we'll show it off too. The tornado sensor. This may also be familiar if you've seen a weather mod video or two. All this does, similarly to this, if there's a tornado... What? If there's a tornado in the area, this outputs a redstone signal. So you could use it to, I don't know, say update all of your doors to close or something like that, I guess. Quickly, the Radome, just a block as far as I'm aware. I don't really think there's actually a purpose to this, at least not yet, but I have a feeling there will be. The WSR-88D, this is the standard dual polarization Doppler radar in the United States. I don't know if there is a purpose to this yet. I can't find one if there is. I did hear that maybe it was to enhance your visuals on the radar, but I haven't really found any evidence to that yet. Maybe we'll find that in this video, and I'll have to cut that part out. So let's get into the radar, shall we? Check it out. We have some nice cloud action, some kind of good like scattered overcast over there, and a little pocket over here. Not very much to report, but it is all dynamic, and we do get to see the radar. Now you'll note the radar is pretty calm right now. Why? Well, take a look. There's kind of nothing. So if we do PM weather, you'll see we get a couple of things. We get aim to player all. That's a troll thing waiting to happen, by the way. Block strength. I'm not really sure about this yet, but I'm guessing we can like make it so it specifically breaks blocks more often. I'm not sure. Clears all your weather. Spawn and strike. Strike is an easy one. It's supposed to strike me with lightning. I guess it struck over there. Finally, let's look at the spawn command. Yes, this is the one that you've probably all been waiting for. And you'll note that there's a couple things. We can spawn a squall, a supercell, or a tornado. The squalls are the most impressive, in my opinion. Let's take a look. Let's see where it forms, shall we? But these squall lines, when they are fully built up, and I'll probably put a screenshot on here, they are phenomenal. So as the squall line forms over there, and it is gonna become a problem for this town, so sorry guys, we want to keep moving and we want to look at the cool stuff, the supercell. Again, right now I think there's just natural. Oh, we can also do stage and energy. Let's let the game decide, shall we? All right, we have a max stage 3 energy of 100, max wind speed 123, max with 88. How about that? This may be turning into our supercell, and without a doubt it is making its way over into our neck of the woods. So let's turn this on again. And yep, there is a supercell trying to form in here. Again, we're not really seeing much yet. Obviously not much is happening in here, but it is going to. And needless to say, when it does, things are going to get pretty interesting. So the villagers are all preparing to take shelter. And honestly, there's a bell here for a reason. I do plan on using it, but I really can't get over how awesome these graphics are and how incredibly early we are in the development of this. After all, this mod just came out. and it is already, I would say bar none, the best weather mod in the game. We're in 1.21, that's what it's developed for. It's for Neoforge. If you don't know what Neoforge is, neither did I, but it turns out it's not as crazy as you think it is, and I've already started working on a mod pack. You had to expect this. It is getting dark and stormy, and check this out. We are seeing some pretty dark clouds in here. That is definitely the Supercells base trying to make its way over here, and it definitely is. This really has become a full-blown squall line, by the way, and I mean absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, we are starting to see some kind of stronger bands of rain, and this supercell, which is just a mess. For the record, let's just take a look. I don't see any improvement. Do you? Again, I'd love to, and mod creator or mod experts, if you want to chime in, now it's probably not a bad time. We are quickly getting approached by this bad boy, and I am a little frightened because look at this radar. It is no longer just a light shower. We are seeing some pretty decent intensification, and if we head down really quickly to the forecast center here, you can see we are now in a high risk. That does mean that things are about to get awfully interesting. Now, I will say the temperature dew point spread would normally mean that we're probably not in that much trouble, but let's set it to daytime again really quickly. I just want to make sure that didn't break this risk, did it? Oh, it did. It sent it to enhance though, which, you know what, is not bad. We are potentially on the verge of seeing a tornado. But of course, when you're using a radar, perhaps on your phone, you have Radar Scope, you have Radar Omega, whatever it is, you are using a app that has 2 modes, most likely, or at least you're tearing at 2 modes, not just one. You have Reflectivity, which is this here. Reflectivity, simple enough, a radar that is looking for things to bounce back at it. The bigger the thing, this is what we get. So here, light blue and greens are light raindrops. These little pink spots and red, that could be something as big as hail. And given that we're in an enhanced risk and this thing is a definite squall line now, you can kind of see the back side of it here. Or maybe this is more of a shelf cloud developing. And it's probably going to be some embedded hail, and it looks like there's some lightning as well. But there is another mode, velocity mode. Yes, this game actually has it. Velocity mode is a little more intricate for those who don't know radar well, and if you were using the old weather mod, you may have no idea what this is. So, quick tutorial. Velocity mode looks for winds going towards and away from the radar. Green, depending on where the radar is going away. Red is coming towards. This is a lie. I lied. Green is wind towards the radar, red is away. I should have known this. I was staring at one. Good job, Nate. This would normally mean that if there was, let's say, a stable wind everywhere, we would have a wind that was just half green, half red. Of course, you may note that here, something unique. Red and green at higher speeds than normal, right next to each other. That can only mean one thing. These winds are going in opposite directions and they are rotating. This is called a velocity couplet, and this is a prime sign of rotation. And I gotta tell you, I'm in creative mode. I'm freaked out by this. Are you kidding me? Look at this. And this couplet looks strong. And we may have a tornado dropping on top of us here. I don't see anything yet, but boy, I would say there is a pretty good chance as this squall line rolls into town. If I were a forecaster, I would have a tornado warning out for this. I am no forecaster, but I'm just saying. And there it is. Look at this, a tornado on the move. The sirens, you can hear them going off. And this thing is coming down. Take a look at that velocity couplet. It is basically right over the radar right now, so it's kind of a little complicated to see it, but it is still strong couplet. And this thing trying to touch down, I think that's the funnel right there. It has to be, right? It must be, unless I am missing it, which would be potentially the funniest thing to ever happen on this channel. Big lightning strike. There it is. Oh yeah, big funnel coming down. We most certainly have one that is trying its best here. The Siren, I believe, has stopped, hasn't it? It most certainly has. Maybe this means this is giving up on us. Maybe not. I think it's coming down. Oh yeah, there it is. We have debris. That is a tornado on the ground, folks. Right there. Big time tornado coming down right now. We can see it on the radar. And check this out. The velocity here is great, but you can see there is a big hail core, of which we are currently inside. And this thing is strong. I mean, this thing is strong. It is violent, and we're going to catch up to it a little bit because we don't have to worry about dying. It may or may not do some decent damage depending on its strength. We'll kind of take a look here. So far, it hasn't even scoured any grass, so it may not be doing too much. But this thing can do as much as pull trees out of the ground. It can actually debark trees, which is really cool. We'll see if we get any of that. As you can see, it's ripping some leaves off here. But I don't see any debarking of trees. This is probably a pretty weak tornado. Let's put an anemometer right inside of it, like any good scientist. And let's see what we get. 64, 73. Yeah, it looks like we peaked out around maybe the 70s, 80s. Now we weren't directly inside of it, but this thing is not super strong. But does that mean I'm not going to get a screenshot of it for the thumbnail? You bet I am. This thing, oh, there's some debarking action. Look at that. Yep, we have debarking, folks. So this thing is the real deal. It is doing some damage. It almost looks like power flashes when it happens here. I'm not sure if that's an intended feature, but if it is, it's pretty cool. Now, of course, this storm is obviously not an extremely strong one. We are seeing some pretty significant damage on the tree line here and a little bit of scouring, but this has really cool features that I may not be able to show you here, but you will see, like ground scouring that are cyclodial. If the tornado is strong enough and large enough, you will actually see the scouring in the form of how the tornado rotated around the ground. This mod is absolutely insane. And look, I mean, the tornado model is already good enough, but this is a small tornado. You can create bigger ones. And so before we go, spawn tornado 300. We're going to the end of the world here. And width, let's do like 150. Okay, here we are. This thing is a mammoth and it is tearing everything apart. Look at the ground scouring on this thing. It is ripping the trees out of the ground, and if it's not ripping them out of the ground, it is debarking these trees. Let's take a look at the radar really quickly and look at this thing. Huge velocity coupled on radar. This thing is everything you could hope for, and honestly, I love it. This is actually deeper. This is like, yeah, this is heavy scouring in the ground. So this actually creates different types of dirt. So we have like, we have some coarse dirt here, but this is heavy scoured ground. And again, if you look at the mini map in the top left, you can see the damage this thing is doing, and it is destroying everything in its path. If I had a house in this, I'd be picking up a good insurance policy. So look, folks, this is it. ProtoManly's weather. Again, we are still pretty early in development. There are updates coming out all the time for this. In fact, one just came out today or yesterday, and I am getting more and more impressed. This is 100% going in a series. Wake up, Tanner. Wake up, Fire Resistance. Everybody on the train. This thing is sick.